Hi, my name is Jessie. I'm in the Young Working Adult group, currently working as a market researcher. I actually came from a very traditional Chinese family where my parents are actually Taoists. So I wasn't exposed to any other religion, and my parents basically told me not to go to church without even telling me why. So we just obey, and that is how it is for the past 20 years. So everything changed when I came to uni. During my final year, I came across this friend, and he kept telling me about this God, that this God is so good to him, the things that he does for him. I don't really understand why, but because I want to obey my parents, so I never actually wanted to ask him. I just kept my curiosity to myself until one day he invited me to a Good Friday celebration in Calvary Church. It's actually in Bukit Jalil. He told me that it's just drama and singing, so I agreed because it's not church. So I went there not knowing what am I going to see that night. So I reached the place quite early, and during that whole time I was really touched by God. I cried most of the time, but still I did not receive Jesus until that Sunday, on Easter Sunday. So actually Easter is the beginning of a new life for me. I think the most significant part of that is actually the drama. The video. There was a video about Jesus being crucified. He has to carry the cross, to the Calvary. So people would spit on him. They would throw stones on him, and then they will just hurl insults at him. The process of seeing him going through that is very painful, and I felt really sad, and I started crying, and I didn't really understand why, but I sensed it, that night, that God actually died for me on the cross, that even though he did not sin. Actually, God has already prepared my heart before Easter. As a few months back, I went back hometown for a Chinese New Year celebration. So I had this chance to speak to my younger sister. I remembered a few years back, she wore a t-shirt that says Jesus loves you, and the whole family got freaked out, and there was a havoc, and so I just approached her and asked her, so do you still love this Jesus? And then she said, yeah, she still believes in this Jesus. And I asked her why, but somehow she couldn't answer me because she hasn't been to any church for the past 10 years, I think. So she borrowed me a Bible. So I spent the rest of the afternoon reading the book of Matthew. And only finally, when I reached the end of the book, that I realized that Jesus died for our sin, and not because he has sinned. He is basically sinless, but he has to die because he healed someone on the Sabbath day. I couldn't understand why, but I keep on crying when I realized that that all these years I had a misunderstanding about this Jesus. That I thought he died for something wrong that he did, but in fact that was not the truth. So I was touched, and I know that moment, that wow, this is something very different. I think the very amazing thing being a Christian is you can have the privilege to speak to God every day, and basically anywhere, anytime you like it. It wasn't really a habit until you really want to cultivate it. I make it an effort to wake up early morning every day just to pray and just to listen by reading the Bible every day. And I can sense God is very real. He works through every situation in my life. For example, if I have some challenges in workplace, then God will give me the strength and the assurance, that it's gonna be all right. You just trust me and do your best. Just go ahead and I'm with you. And recently God helped me to overcome a conflict that I have with another church sister, which I think with my own strength I won't be able to have the courage to go there and say sorry to her, because I'm a person with a lot of pride as well. But God softened my heart, and asked me, go say sorry. Then okay, I tell God, okay, because you are with me, I'm gonna do this for you. Then I just go and say sorry and reconcile. I thank God for that, and I really appreciate this sister a lot. Yeah, of course it does. I remember the first time someone told me, do you know that Jesus died for you on the cross? I go like, what? And then I couldn't stop laughing. But now I know that this is real. I know that Jesus indeed died for me on the cross, and it serves as a reminder for me that I should not continue to sin. I should not continue to live the same way that I used to be before I know God. That is the reason why I will try to tell God that, God, I want this new life. I do not want to because when I sin, I know that I'm putting Jesus on the cross, being crucified again and again, and I don't want that to happen. 4 years ago, I decided to allow Jesus to enter into my life, and it has never been the same again. Your life could be changed too. The decision is yours.